All right, Sean Zittel here with my man Abraham Nova, fresh off a great 12-round fight for the title against Oshaki Foster. Now it's his first fight back since fighting for the title. June 21st here in Vegas, ESPN against undefeated Andres Cortes, guys rated number 2 with the WBO right now. But Abraham, man, I remember sitting at the Palms about a year ago, and he started popping off. He started talking crazy to you and to your opponent at the time, and you kind of were amused by it all while he was very serious and very angry. Just take me through this kind of rivalry between you and Cortez starting before we get to fight night.
You know, Cortez, the way he expressed himself and the way he was acting at that moment, it just told me that it's a lot of nervous energy going on there, a lot of insecurity because a fighter knows all that talking is very irrelevant because you can't do that talking when you're in the ring. So I just felt a lot of nervous energy, and I told him, hey, be careful what you wish for. And then his wish came true. So he's gonna expect uh a L on the 21st on his 21 record.
Is there any extra added motivation that this is for, like Puerto Rican Day Parade around that time, and you're from Puerto Rico now, living in New York, and fighting a Mexican American kid? So it's two guys living in America, but it's still got that Puerto Rico Mexico thing going on.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be great for the fans and for that trilogy that Mexico and Puerto Rico has. Us both being raised in the states. It's gonna be a great matchup between both of us. But definitely that rivalry is gonna be there because, like I said, his descendants is from Mexico and mine's from Puerto Rico, so it's gonna be great.
Just thinking about you, in relation to Daniel Dubois, is like Daniel Dubois. He came up short twice in some big fights, but now we've seen him, fight better than ever after those two losses. Is that kind of what you're on right now? Same kind of thing as Daniel Dubois?
Absolutely, if not even more. You get experience, you get knowledge from these losses. These losses, it makes you or break you. And in my path, you can see it's making me a better explosive fighter. It's getting more experience and more understanding what to do in the ring and through training camp, how to fix and tweak things. So I definitely feel like these losses are a blessing in the sky because I'm really getting better and better, and I'm being more developed with my skill set, and I'm able to show that not just through training camp but in the ring when I'm fighting.
What were some of the fixes and tweaks you could share?
Fixing tweaks, I could say the most important one I could say is my comfortability being comfortable in there. That takes time and experience to be comfortable in the ring, knowing that whatever can happen in the outside world, once you get in that ring, you're gonna fight, and you have to be comfortable in there, knowing that it's like disregarding everything that's gonna happen in your personal life, disregarding everything that's happening. That doesn't change the way you fight. So a lot of time, us as fighters, we bring those things with us to the ring, but as time goes on, you learn that anything that happens in your personal life is not gonna come with you in the ring. So you'll learn how to separate that and fight your fight regardless of what's happening in your personal life.
Yeah, that kind of answered my next question, but I'll ask anyway, which is like, how do you, the more on the psychological aspect, not let, because some losses break fighters. They'll have this great
Mhm.
run as being undefeated, and then they're never the same after their first L. And then other fighters, they get stronger from losing. What do you think, makes that happen?
Experience and time. And what makes that happen is your confidence, man. Being confident in there and knowing that and speaking to yourself and speaking to yourself and telling yourself that when these when you lose, which I don't say lose, when you learn from these situations, and these situations make you stronger. If you have a mindset and you think that you lost, and yeah, it will break you down because us as men, we have an ego, we have a pride that we don't want to be defeated by no other man. But if we don't look at it at that way, and we look at it as we learned that night, and we're gonna be better the next night, then um that won't follow you going on to your next fights. You know, that has men that will has the average man that will follow them. But if you learn to separate that mindset and understand that, hey, this happened temporary, this happened for this reason, and I learned, and I'm gonna fix what I learned, and I'm gonna move on. Then yeah, the sky's the limit for you if you can have that mindset moving on to all your future fights.
You know, stylistically, how do you look at this fight when Cortez? I think he's coming to break your will. I think that's what his style is. He wants to get inside and rough you up and break you down, break your will. What do you think of that, Abraham?
You know, that's his style of fighting. That's the way he's been successful with his previous opponents, you know. But if you guys see me, that's not gonna happen. If you guys see me fighting, I mean, I'm a dog in there. Um, Nobody's breaking my will. And I mean, I have my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ with me, and there's nothing that you're gonna take away from me. I know what's gonna happen that night, and what's gonna happen. I'm gonna beat the brakes off that boy. So it's levels in boxing, and he's had success with these other fighters, but these other fighters, they're definitely not in my level. They're definitely have they can't be compared to the type of fighter that I am and that I'm becoming. So you know, he does a lot of talking. He fights. He fights the way he talks. You know, he comes aggressively and come to a punching combination. But like I said, there's levels in this boxing game, and I respect boxing. I respect fighters. He's a good fighter. He has, you know, some good skill sets in there. But I understand that there's a difference between me and him.
Abraham, you gotta forgive me, brother. I got my cards mixed up for a second. You're fighting 21st here in Vegas, but then for some reason I thought the Garden because Xander Zayas is fighting at the Garden this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Nova Cortez at the Garden. The 20. I put you on the 21st at Madison Square Garden for some reason. So forgive me for that. But
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. No worries.
because technically you're fighting him in his backyard, actually, because he grew
Yeah,
up here and everything.
I'm fighting his backyard, and a lot of people don't know this, but I asked for this fight. I was offered to fight June 8th with different fighters, but I asked for the Cortez fight for June 21st, and in Vegas. So I mean, like this, like I said, his like I said before, he has to be careful what he wishes for, because now his wish is gonna come true, and he's gonna get his first L with Supernova.
Interesting, man. Right, right. Because that would make sense putting you on the Puerto Rican Day parade card,
Yes,
but you
yes,
said
I would.
no, good, bump me off. I wanted it in his backyard. I want him.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. After a great performance, they wanted me right away. They wanted me, you know, June 8th in Madison Square Garden. And you know, I said, hey, how about Andres Cortes? They said, hey, we could fight him in Vegas. I said, let's go for it. You know, so that's exactly how it came about. And you guys gonna see, like I said, you guys gonna see a great matchup, because his style is tailor made for my style. I mean, I'm a fighter and I like to exchange and punch, and he's gonna come, and we're gonna see what type of fighter he's made of on the June 21st.
You think shit's gonna get heated in New York, and if you win, are you the type to kind of patch it up if you're the guy that comes out on top? Like, hey man, it's all respect now, or is this kind of just bad blood at this point? Or
No, it's not. It's no bad blood with me. It's a sport. It's a fight. You know, after I win, it's all love. You know, it's no disrespect. Of course, you know, I feel like he's not a good human being, but it's I don't take that personal. Like, hey, that's how you roll. That's not how I roll. I got Jesus on my side. I have to lead by example. I can't, you know, hold hate, or you know, or any bad negativity against my opponents, because that's not the right thing to do, because I don't fight with my emotions. I fight with my skills and my mind. And the moment a fighter gets in there and fight with all that rage and all that hatefulness, that's the moment you lose. So yeah, definitely, you know, after the fight, if he wants to dap it up and be cool and be cordial, hey, I'm all with it. But if he's, you know, after I beat him up and he wants to be mean and what's not, then hey, I gotta defend myself by all means necessary.
is there not a time in a fight maybe late in a fight when you're in the trenches, where fighting off some of that emotion can actually help at some point?
Um, yeah, the emotions that you want to win. Those emotions come in. I want to win. I'm a very competitive dude, and once I see, stuff is getting difficult, the emotion kick in because I don't want to lose. But emotion towards him, there's none. Just I'm competing with myself every time in the gym, and I want to win. So I have, like I said, there's no hate, there's no bad blood, there's nothing against him, but there is emotion within myself that I want to be my best version. I want to be the best fighter I could be that night. And then if I'm down or something is happening, then yes, I'll probably get emotionally involved because I don't want to lose. I want to win. And that's the most you'll get out of me because I'm real competitive within myself.